Hello, my name is Michael Keneally, and this video focuses on the issue of how do your planets treat each other? How do they treat each other in your birth chart, in your predictive astrology, and in your life? It's a really important issue. So what I'd like to do is refer to it like a student query that came in that prompted off this video. So basically, this particular guy is doing my Nakshatras course. The Nakshatras are the wonderful 27 sign lunar zodiac of Vedic astrology. The positions in the heavens, the constellations that the moon goes through each month. And they are most wonderful statements of our emotional self, warts and all. Wonderful guidance to understand ourselves and maybe heal the issues. And so he writes in, my Mars is in Ashwini Nakshatra, but it's in the third pada, the third quarter, and so in my Navamsha chart, it's in Gemini. Now the Navamsha chart is the ninth harmonic chart, and Vedic astrology not only has the wonderful 27 sign lunar zodiac, it's also got a whole series of divisional charts or Varga charts, each of which makes a wonderful special statement about a special area of our life. So he's wondering how his strong Mars in Ashwini Nakshatra in Vedic Aries, in 10th house of career, action man for matters of career, in fact will behave in his life when you take into account the Navamsha chart, the soul, the past life issues coming through, where Mars is in Gemini, which is ruled by Mercury. So I explained back to him, well, basically, there is a formula, a method for showing how your Navamsha chart, the chart of your soul, will in fact treat you in this life in terms of your birth chart. So the method is called Rashi Tulya or Bhava Sushaka. And basically, it's a statement of how well you will receive your soul messages. And this is, really important. For example, if a planet is in the same sign in the Navamsha and the birth chart, you will get good, strong, clear soul messages through your life about that planet. But if, like in this case example we're talking about, there's a 3-house difference, then there will be obstacles to overcome and be learned about. Obstacles to be overcome to develop confidence and to grow. So, that's one example of how I can assist you by showing how your planets treat each other. There's my wonderful Nakshatras course, and then there's my Vargas course. So you see how everything meshes in if you want a reading from me or do the courses. But let's take it further. My Master Vedic Astrology Foundation course includes in the many methods Avashtas. And Avashtas declares the standing of a planet in your birth chart, in your life, and how your planets treat each other. So if we look up the Avashta statement of this man who's written in, we find that Mars is immensely strong in combination with some planets. Sun, Moon, Jupiter, for example. But Mars is really hit by Mercury. And that ties into his question. He thinks he has a really strong Mars in Ashwini, in Aries, and yet in his Navamsha, his soul chart, Mars is in Gemini, ruled by Mercury. What does that mean? Okay, well, what it means is this. Over-discussion and scatter will harm Mars's expression. He has Mars in Aries in the 10th house. He really wants to get on, do career, get on with it. And so it's like he's driving a car and the cars come to the traffic lights and the traffic lights turn green and he wants to put his foot down, but Mercury is in the passenger seat next to him, and Mercury says, "Oh my goodness, have you seen, look, there's a bollard over there. Oh, and you know, what happens if the car to the right ignores its red light and tries to come through when we should go through on green? And what about, and what's your petrol level anyway? And are you sure you're on the right direction?" And Mars is getting more and more furious, and eventually Mars has got nowhere because the lights go red again. So that's an example of when Mercury and Mars are in a bad relationship. Okay, now this is in a way like psychosynthesis, getting to know the different parts of ourselves. I trained with psychodynamic Western astrology in the 1990s. And so a very valuable method is psychosynthesis role play, and I teach this in my courses and refer to it in my readings. And so say you're in a group, one member of the group will act out Mars, another member of the group will act out your Mercury, and through this psychosynthesis role play we see so clearly how the two planets treat each other. And then of course we need to do something about it, or do you want to stay in stock patterns? Surely not. And of course psychosynthesis role play is linked to the whole process of what's called individuation, getting to know the totality of our psychological self so that we can manage it with knowledge and will. So here's an example of how a student question prompts wonderful understanding. And in my courses I do actually give individual attention to students. And of course all these various knowledge and techniques are all available in my readings. So I'm doing a list of my readings website links and my astrology courses links in the blog associated with this video. So have a think about what I've said. I'm proud of the way I synthesize these different approaches and of the careful individual way I present this stuff in my readings and courses. So it'll be good to work with you. Thank you.